Hey guys, what's up? I am back today with some new stuff, which if you follow me on my Instagram, this is actually probably old news, but as far as my YouTube channel goes, I filmed this video once before already, but I actually hated the way that the makeup look turned out, so this is take two. So today I'm going to be doing a colorful look using the multi-chrome eyeshadows from JD Glow Cosmetics. I picked up a couple of those, and again, if you follow me on Instagram, you've really already seen all this stuff, but I wanted to play with things a little bit differently today and just kind of put together a different look with some of this stuff. And I've already primed my eyes and I've already set down some powder, but I'm gonna go ahead and set down a little bit more because I feel like today could be a very Fallout eyeshadow kind of day. So I'm gonna go ahead and set down some loose powder there. So I'm actually gonna start with an inglot shadow. This is the shade 50, which I think is one of their AMC shadows. I'm not exactly sure what AMC stands for, but it's like a pinky orange kind of color, and I want to stamp that right into the crease. And having really deep set eyes like I have, if you really want that crease color to show, you actually have to stamp it up a little bit higher. And it's funny because when I ordered these inglot shadows a few months ago, this shade in particular, I kind of thought was just gonna be like a filler color. I really was just trying to fill a large Z palette, so I was like, all right, we'll throw this color in there and we'll throw this color in there. And I just didn't think this was a shade I was gonna use all the time. And I think as far as all of the inglot shadows I got, I have used this one more than any of the others. I really like it. And really just packing that color in, and I think this is gonna be a really nice base for the multi-chrome. But I see the multi-chromes all over Instagram and I've been very curious about them. But I finally ended up doing it because I really like the JD Glow Cosmetics makeup that I've tried so far. But I figured I would just go ahead and pick up the few shades that really spoke to me. And then later on, if I really like the way that the formula works out, if I really like the effect that they give on my eyes, I could go back and buy a few more. And this color has a shit ton of fallout, but I've laid down enough powder that it'll be fine. It shouldn't be too much of a mess. I'll worry about the fallout situation a little bit more when I get into the darker colors here. And then I'm just gonna kind of start to tap out the edge there and kind of blend out that shade a tiny bit before I go in with like my transition shade. And even though this is gonna be a very colorful look, I still do wanna add in a few shades that are gonna kind of anchor things down and kind of give everything like a nice kind of more like natural base and natural depth kind of colors, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense, but it makes sense in my brain. So then I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Hang 10. This is a shade by Morphe. This was from their 9B palette. It's one of those 9-pan palettes that was an Ulta exclusive. And those palettes are really good. I think that there's a lot of really good colors in those. Now I did depot all of them and I only kept some of the shades. And this is a shade that I use all the time because it's a really nice, just like kind of warm, almost orangey, but like a creamy brown kind of orange transition shade. Does that make any sense? Probably not. But it blends really well. And I figured that this shade would just work really well with this kind of like pinky tone that I was using. Just to, again, give it a little bit more of that kind of like natural kind of tone in with the brighter colors. And I feel like lately I've kind of gone backwards in like the order that I apply my eyeshadows. Cause like I used to apply my transition, blend that out and kind of go deeper and deeper and deeper. But I feel like lately what I've been doing is kind of packing in not my darkest shade, but like my mid-tone color and getting that laid down as a base and then just kind of very lightly blending out my transition shade over top of that and then going in with my darkest shade that I want to kind of add some depth into like the crease and the under eye. And it just kind of seems like the overall application just goes much quicker. Yeah, I had filmed this video a week ago. Has it been 2 weeks now? I'm not sure when. It was the same day that I filmed my skincare routine. And what happened was I actually filmed 3 videos that day, But when I started, I was totally fine that morning. And as the day went on and as the videos went on while I was filming, I could just feel myself getting more and more sick, which really affected just everything that I did. Like my makeup looked like shit. And by the end of it, I was just like, oh my God, I just want to get this done. I want to get this filmed so I can go to bed. And again, like my mood was totally shit by the end of it. So I ended up completely scrapping the other 2 videos that I filmed. I'm like, I can't even post these. These are garbage. So now to darken things up and add some dimension into this look, I'm gonna use the shade Rowdy. This is from the Anastasia Subculture palette. It's just like that nice, rich, dark. It's brown, it's purple, it's almost black, but it has like a really nice purpley base to it. A shade like this just works with a cool tone look, a warm tone look. It adds that depth and adds that dimension without going straight in with like a black. I think a shade like this is very forgiving and it just works well with everything. So I'm gonna take that on a Morphe E36. So this is really just to add some depth and some dimension. I'm not blending that out yet. I'm really just kind of stamping it into place. And I'm gonna take whatever is left on that brush and just kind of like bring it in closer to the inner corner, but not all the way across, maybe like 3/4 of the way. I actually was going to do 2 different eye looks today. I was gonna use one multi-chrome on one eye and one on the other, and then just do 2 completely different looks. But I haven't done something like that in years. What do you guys think? Would you like to see like a pink eye and a blue eye, or like a green eye and a purple eye? What do you guys think of something like that? And now I'm going to take this M507. I'm going to kind of dip both into Rowdy and the Inglot shadow that I used and just kind of come up with like a nice in-between. And that can just kind of make blending a little bit easier too. You have that in-between color already going on there. A lot of this might not even be visible or noticeable once I get the multi-chrome on. I just want it to have like a dark matte base and just already give it some of that dimension, and that way when you pop the multi-chrome over top of it, it kind of just anchors it down a little bit, you know what I mean? And then really kind of raccoon out the lower lash line here. I want this to be really dark and really smoky under here. So now on to the fun stuff, and the reason you guys are here. Multi-chromes. So a lot of companies have them and they all tend to be indie brands. They are a little bit more pricey. I bought mine from JD Glow Cosmetics and they've had multi-chromes in like their eyeliners for a little while now, but I think that like their multi-chrome eyeshadows are kind of new. So I bought the multi-chromes in 2 shades. I bought the shade and I bought the shade Money Moves. So let's talk about Money Moves for a second. It is fucking gorgeous. It's the one that I've been wearing the most, and it's really the one that caught my eye more than any of the other ones. This is like the prettiest eyeshadow I've probably ever seen. It's the prettiest eyeshadow I've ever used. So I'm gonna just kind of show it to you on my finger. Now it might be a duochrome, but I don't know that I would call it multi-chrome. It might, does it have a little bit of a blue shift? Does it have a little bit of an orange shift? I don't know how this reads on camera. I think this actually reads more multi on camera than it does in real life. Because it definitely, yeah, I feel like it's shifting a little bit more blue-green there. I feel like it shifts a little bit orange right there. But I would say in real life, this one is definitely just like a chrome olive green. And I've worn it so much and I really like this shade a lot. But if it does have like a multi-chrome effect, then the effect is very, very subtle, because in real life, it really does just read as a chrome olive. I don't see multi in real life at all. I've worn this almost every day since I got it. So I'm not gonna give it shit about not being like a multi-chrome, because I fucking love it. I think it's great. So then I got the shade which is, and I don't even know how they describe it, but this one's fucking great because this one is like a blue, green, purple, kind of pinky tone. But this one is definitely like a true multi-chrome. And it's so saturated, like there's such good color there. So again, let me see. I feel like it goes a little bit more blue that way, more green green that way. And then I don't know if the pink is really gonna show up. It almost shifts like a really cool, like pinky toned or like a red toned purple, depending on how you look at it as well. But I feel like that shows more in real life. Does it show that way? I don't think you can see it. But this one shifts so much and it shifts so many colors and it's so fucking rad and I really love this one. I feel like this shade is really going to show better on somebody that has like more visible lid space. Because again, for me personally, my eyes are so deep set that the multi-chrome effect is really lost once I put it on. And a shade like this is gonna apply much better with a finger as opposed to putting it on with a brush. And it's also gonna go on a little bit better over top of a sticky base. You guys know I'm gonna use the NYX Glitter Primer. I'm gonna lay that down with a brush, mostly on the inner half of my eyelid, and then kind of lightly tap it out towards the outer edge, but not all the way. And I'm just gonna press that in, kind of very lightly tapping that onto the glitter primer. Just kind of bringing that up into the crease area so you can see it a little bit better when I look straight ahead. And I'm going to be putting something in this inner corner. I'm not quite sure yet, but I just kind of want to soften the very edge of where I'm laying down that color so it's not harsh. And I hope that this reads on camera even half as cool as it looks in real life, because it does really look fucking cool. And then for the inner corner, I'm gonna go ahead and pop on this number 59 shadow by Inglot. This is like a yellowy green, kind of like a acid green kind of color. And normally I would do something really shimmery or like a glitter on the inner corner, but I don't want to take away from what's going on the lid already. I just feel like the color shift on the lid would be even a little bit less noticeable if I did like a shimmer or a glitter on the inner corner. And this color doesn't even really brighten things up on the inner corner as much as it gives it more kind of like a bruised quality, but I still think it's kind of cool. I like it, I don't know. And then for my final trick today, I've got these LA Girl Shockwave neon liners. These are fucking sweet. The purple one was garbage. I threw that one away. And then I didn't get the black one, the orange one, or the red one, but I kind of want to get the red and the orange one. Definitely the orange, so we'll see. Maybe I'll end up picking those ones up. But I think today I'm going to use the shade Electric because this one is like a nice bright blue, and I think that one will look really cool on the waterline, especially with kind of like the blue shift that's going on the upper lid here, and I think it'll kind of tie things together. Now these liners are awesome. They last all day. They go on really opaque, but they are kind of drying on the eyes, and you kind of have to build them up all at once. You can't go in and put down a layer of the liner on your waterline and then wait for it to dry and then go back in and put down another layer, because it kind of erases itself, if that makes sense. So you have to kind of go in and swipe back and forth until you have the shade buildup that you want, and then stop. Just leave it at that. But again, it is kind of drying on the eyes, but if you don't mind that, then it does give a really cool effect, and they are very, very bright. And then for highlighter, I'm going to use an old favorite. This is Glam Gold by Posh Pepper Beauty. I will leave a link below if you'd like to shop any of her highlighters. Really good stuff. I'm going to hit all of the regular areas that you would highlight. And then I'm going to go ahead and just kind of finish everything off with a little bit of mascara and touch up these lips. And then I will be right back with the final look. And that's going to be it for today. On my lips, I actually used a new product as well. This is one of those new like universally flattering lipsticks by Maybelline. This is in the shade 376 Pink for me. This is just like a really nice like My Lips but better kind of color. It's like pink, but I feel like this is more like that perfect like nude for me. I don't know, I really like this one. This is a really good color. But again, as far as like the multi-chrome shadows go, I think that if you have deep set eyes the way that I do, it's just gonna lose lose some of the effect. You're not gonna see it as much as you're gonna see it on somebody that has a lot of visible lid space. But I really like them. I think they're really cool. And these pencils, the LA Girl pencils, I think some of them are sold out on the website. I don't know if they're phasing them out. I really hope they don't because I think they're really fucking cool. I'm gonna try to make this a more regular thing. I feel like I've really been slacking lately on my channel. I'm gonna get my life together. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna try to post more here, but I'm gonna stop running my mouth for now. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one.